Welcome, Wildcat fans. I'm Cindy McCarthy, and I'm broadcasting live from Central City tonight. The Wildcats are hosting the first rounds of the Tri-Rivers Conference Volleyball Tournament, one of the rounds. And before we get talking about more about tonight's games, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Heartland Bank. At Heartland Bank, the strength of our bank lies in the relationships that give meaning to our work. At all times, we remain focused on what we do best, operating as a dependable community bank and delivering on our personal service commitment. Go Central City Wildcats. And as always, we thank Heartland Bank. All right, so we've got about 5 minutes here before we get started with the first game of the Tri-Rivers Conference Tournament. There's 2 sites. I did not do a ton of research, so I don't even know where the other site is. But we've got Central City and Alburnett up first here. Then we've got Starmont and Mag Valley are also here. And that might be it. I'm not sure exactly. Everybody's going to play each other. So there's got to be one more team here, but I'm not sure. Anyway, the Wildcats are going to be playing Alburnett here at 4 o'clock. Then there will be a game in between, and then it'll be the Wildcats taking on Starmont, and then there will be another game, and then the Wildcats will play one more game at the end of the night against Mag Valley, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to broadcast that game, but we'll get to the first 2 of their tournament games here. So after tonight, depending on, I believe the top 2 teams will advance on to a Saturday where they'll finish out. Then, as I mentioned, there's another site with some of the other conference teams, and then they'll come together and play out for like a conference. They had the regular conference. Obviously, we're in the East, and then there's the West, but this kind of brings both together, and they have this tournament. So that's kind of what they're doing, and then the Wildcats will be getting into tournament time coming up here pretty soon. So just a real quick look at tonight's stats. Just Alburnett's coming into tonight's game. Wildcats ended up finishing second in the West. Edco went 7-0. Wildcats 6-1. Mag Valley 5-3. Northland 4-3. Starmont 3-4, Springville 3-5, Alburnett 1-6, and East Buck 0-7. So that's kind of the way the West side shook out. That's our side. The top 4 for the East was Lisbon at 6-0, Cal Wheat went 5-1, North Cedar went 4-2, and Easton Valley went 4-3. And I'm not sure how the rest of that shook out. So anyway, that's kind of the standings. And so tonight, Alburnett in conference went 1-6. Some of their key players leading them is Allie Olmstead, senior. She's leading in kills with 61. Right behind her is a freshman, Lily Weber, who had 54, and then Peyton Scott, another senior, who had 43 kills. So those are their leaders. As far as blocking goes, Amy Olmstead had 106, unless this is an error. She had 106 blocks, 42 assists, and she had 64 solo blocks, so that's pretty good. And then just 2 of their key servers are going to be Peyton Scott and Emma Stifler. Both of them are above 90% in their serving efficiency. And so I don't know who's leading it in kills. Aces, it looks like Lily Weber has 38 ace serves. Even though her efficiency is not up there, she is a good server and has a lot of aces, so we'll have to keep an eye on her when she's serving. As for the Wildcats, probably some of the same names that you've heard throughout the season here. As far as kills, we've got Bailey Weber, senior, with 259. And then we've got Macy Lupkis, sophomore, with 218, and then Coletta Wade with 208. Those have been leading us all year with our kills. Macy Lupkis is leading in blocking. She's got 48, 14 solo. And then Coletta's got 20 blocks, and Bailey's got 23. So those are kind of our defensive things. Serving, we've got Lexus Dedeker, sophomore, at 96% efficiency. And then you've got Macy Lupkus at 94, and then Bailey Weber at 92. And as far as the aces, it's got Alexis Dedeker's got 22, and Bailey Weber's got 23. So those are our leading ace servers for the Wildcats. And so we've got 20 seconds left here. We'll do a introduction of lineups, and then I'm not sure when they'll do, if they'll do the national anthem right away for this game or how that's going to work out, but I'll let you know when we get there. So Alburnett just finished their serving, and they are heading over to the bench, and the Wildcats are over there already, and we will be ready for intros. If, you know, to be honest, since this is a tournament, they may not even do intros. I'm not sure. This is the first time actually that we've hosted this tournament, and it's the first time I've ever been to it. So, and I haven't been to a volleyball tournament in a long time, so I kind of forget the protocol. So we'll see here what's going to happen. Looks like they're just getting ready to head out. So as I mentioned, the Wildcats will play 3 games regardless, but obviously the score winning is what they want to do to advance to play on Saturday. So here comes the Wildcats, so no introductions. Looks like we've got the normal starters. Belle Whitson's going to be out there. She's our setter. She's been setting all year. Avery, I think I see Avery Weiss in the libero jersey over there. We've got Lexi Hennick out on the floor, Bailey Weber, Coletta Wade, Alexis Dedeker, and Macy Lupkus. So those are the starters right now for the Wildcats. And here comes Alburnett. Alburnett's in their white with purple on the sleeves and down the arm and down the side, but then kind of white with gold numbers, black shorts. Wildcats have their black unis with red stripe down the sleeve and the sides, and then their red shorts. Considering it's early, Wildcats have a pretty decent crowd here. Alburnett's got a few people. I'm sure as the night wears on, people are going to be trickling in. This is pretty early start time. So some people might still be at work. And hey, man, listen in. Let them know that we're on air. So we've got Wildcats are going to be serving first. We've got Bailey Weber. And it's going to be a hit from the outside, and it's going to be out. And they're going to say it was a touch. I didn't see that touch, but that is going to be Peyton Scott with the kill there. They said there was a touch on the Wildcats, so Alburnett gets a side out and a point, and these numbers are going to be hard to see. They're gold, not a good number or a good color. Serve, Wildcats free ball it over. Alburnett's going to come back with an attack, and they're going to say on the set that it was two hits, so it's going to be a side out to the Wildcats. So that's going to make it 1-1. And Lexi Dedeker goes back for the Wildcats. And we're going to have a hitting error there. Looks like that's on Layla Gilchrist with the miss swing. Wildcats get a point, 2-0 or 2-1. They're going to get a set, and they're going to go outside to Savannah Caves. Wildcats play it back, and they're going to say that Caves was in the net on the block there, and so it's going to be a point Wildcats. So that makes it 3-1. And there's Lexi Dedeker. They get it up. It's a set. They're going to come out of the middle, and that is going to be a hitting error on the It might have been Peyton Scott on the Alburnett Pirates, so Wildcats get a point. They're serving Olmsted in the back row, and now we've got Caves with the hitting error in the net. Wildcats are up 5-1 here. This is what you want to see. This is in a tournament, they play the best 2 out of 3, and so it's going to be really important. And the other thing, I think we only played at 21. So you want to come out and you want to get on top of things right away. And there's a big kill by Macy Lupkus. Belle Whitson with the assist there. Wildcats are up 6-1. I got one listener, Wendy Yoder. Thanks for listening, Wendy. We miss ya. Lexi Dedeker. And that, no, good hustle by the Pirates. It looked like it was going to be an ace, but they tracked it down, free-balled it over. We got Coletta Wade with the hit, blocked by the Pirates. It's going to be free-balled back over and into the net. That was Lily Weber. Down ball in the net. Wildcats are up 7-1. Lexi Dedeker serving again, sophomore. There's Caves, gets it up to Weber. They're going to come out of the middle with Scott. And Scott finds an opening, and that's going to be a point for Alburnett. And the libero is going to come in. Emma Stifler to serve, 7-2 Wildcats. And it's going to go to Weber. Miss hit, but kept alive by Whitson. Returned by Alburnett. And there's a block in the middle there on Macy Lupkus. And I will say, they've got Olmsted in the middle against Macy. And Olmsted is a blocking machine. So Wildcats are going to have to figure out how to get around her. There's going to be, and the way you do it is get Coletta Wade on in the weak side. And but it was played back by Alburnett, and they get a kill. And so it's 7-4. So Wildcats need to get this rotation here and get out of here so we can get the ball back and keep that momentum. So there's a serve, goes to Weber, up to Whitson. She's going to go to Coletta Wade, who tips. They're there, but then tipped it. Alburnett kept it alive, but Macy Lupkus was right there, and she was able to get it around Olmsted that time for the point. So side out Wildcats. Liz Wade comes in. Lexi Hennick goes out. We have Coletta Wade going back to serve, and again they're picking on Olmsted. She's going to pass it, and then gets the set, and she throws it down the line, and it's out. It looked like a throw to me, but I guess that's in the olden days when that used to be a hitting error. But it's a hitting error anyway. It went out of bounds. So Wildcats up 9-4. Coletta played up. Oh, there's going to be an ace. Coletta hit it to the libero, and it was kind of in that no man's land at her head. And she maybe could have let it go, and it would have went out, but she played it, and it went up in the air. And point Wildcats makes it 10-4. And Wildcats are up in control, and Alburnett calls a timeout. So I'm going to give a shout out here. Heartland Bank's a proud supporter of Central City Wildcat sports. Come visit us today at 59 North 4th Street in Central City, or online at hbtbank.com. And ask about ways to save, including CDs and savings accounts. All right, Heartland Bank. Wildcats have a really quick huddle there. They got things kind of working here pretty well. And Alburnett now coming out of the timeout. And we've got Coletta Wade again serving. We're in game 1 of the best of 3 in the Tri-Rivers Conference Tournament. There's a good serve, and it kind of rolled up Olmsted arms, and I'm surprised they didn't call it, and it went into the net, and Pirates weren't able to play it up. So there's a point. Wildcats 11-4. Coletta Wade again, and she gets back to, and now they're going to free ball it over with Scott. Weber's there. Whitson goes back behind to Macy Lupkus, and she's able to get it around Olmsted. She was there, but it skidded off of her arm, and it landed, and it's a point. Wildcats kill for Macy. So Coletta's going to go back and continue serving here. 12-4. As I mentioned, we're in game 1 of the Tri-Rivers Conference best out of 3. They're going to go outside to Olmsted. She just punches it over. Wade's there. Whitson gets it over to Liz Wade, and off the block, Liz Wade hits it and uses the blockers, and they aren't able to put it back on our side. It goes out of bounds, and that's going to be a kill for Liz. Coletta Wade is going to continue serving here for the Wildcats, up 13-4. And that's going to be an ace. Probably it was going to be out, but played by Melanie Ellis, and it went right off of our arms and hit the back wall, and that's going to be an ace for Coletta. 4-14, Wildcats up here. There's another good serve to Olmstead. She gets it up, and they try to set her up, but it's a bad set. And Olmstead tried to free ball it, and it went out behind the antenna, so that's a point Wildcats, 15-4. Wildcats doing exactly what they needed to do to a team that finished 1-6 in the conference, and they played them earlier this year and beat them 3 straight games. There's another ace for Coletta off of Cave's arms. So we've got 16-4, Wildcats up. And there's Scott, plays it up, sets it back to Scott. And it's going to be Weber to Whitson to Macy Lupkus. Played up and tipped over by Olmstead. Whitson gets it over to Liz Wade, who free balls it over. They're going to go ahead and have an attack from that backside with Caves. Down balled. Wildcats come back with an attack. Scott just tries to catch it and throw it, and she threw it right in the net. So a little volley there going back and forth. Wildcats get that point, 4-17 here. Liz, or I'm sorry, did I say Liz? That is Coletta, and Coletta serves it out, and that's going to be point Alburnett. Let's see if we can't get the ball right back here. We're going to have Emma Mack, no, we're going to have Peyton Scott with the serve, and then there's Macy Lupkus with the kill, played up by the libero. Then they're going to come out here, and there's a kill by Ellis, kept alive by the Wildcats. Liz Wade that time with the kill, blocked, kept alive, and it's going to be free balled over. Wildcats coming back, Whitson to Lupkus, and she tips it off the block. Oh, and Liz Wade was right there for the rebound and just mistimed her jump and hit the ball in the net instead of putting it down for a kill. Good aggressive play by Liz. Just mistimed it a tad, so that makes it 6-17. And Scott's going to go back. She serves it to Dedeker, up to Whitson, and it's Lupkus kept alive there. And they go back set to Caves. Weber to now. This time Liz Wade gets the kill. Bailey gets it up to Bell, and Bell gets it over to Liz. Liz gets the kill off of the block there. And that's going to be a side out for the Wildcats and a point, 18-6, and Macy Lupkus is going to go back to serve. Alburnett's going to go outside to Caves, and Caves hits it out, no touch. And that's going to be a point Wildcats. Alburnett's got white uniforms with gold numbers in the front, and they are kind of hard to read, so hopefully I'm starting to pick up their names here. There's Caves to Weber, and they hit it over, kept alive by Coletta. It's going to be free balled over by Bailey, and she just kind of tips it over, and it goes. Pirates didn't read that, and it went right over the front row blockers and fell right in front of the back row. So kind of a misread there by the Pirates, and the Wildcats will take advantage of that, and it's 20-6. Macy Lupkus gets it to Caves. Then we've got Weber, and they're going to go back to Caves with the kill. And Weber was there along with Liz, but Bailey and Liz, they just couldn't get it, and the ball falls. So it's going to be a kill for the Pirates. And Savannah Caves got that kill, and now she's going to go back and serve. And she's got a jump serve to Coletta Wade. Bell gets it to Bailey, just kind of down balls it over, kept alive by the Pirates. And they're going to free ball it back over. There's Coletta. Bell goes quick with Bailey Weber, big arm swing, played up by the Pirates. They're going to just down ball it out of the middle there by Olmstead. We're going to come back to Bailey. Bailey tips it this time, and Scott just falls asleep in the back row, and it's going to be a point, and it's end of the game right there, I believe. Yep, 21. Wildcats take game one, 21-7. So as I mentioned in the in a tournament, they just played a 21. And so Wildcats take that one. 21-7. It's the way to get it started. All right, I'm going to give a quick shout out here to Heartland Bank while we've got this 3-minute break here in between games. Heartland Bank is your community bank. We were founded in a small community like Central City and stay true to our roots in every community we serve. Good luck, Central City Wildcats. And again, as I mentioned, we always appreciate all that Heartland Bank does. So game 1 goes to Wildcats, and it's 21-7. And everybody's looking over here in the crowd. And now Liz Wade is running across the floor, and I'm not sure. Oh, she's telling her dad, who's videotaping, that he's got the flash on or something. So good, we got that taken care of. Okay, we've got about a minute and a half here before the teams get ready for game 2. Just a big shout out to the volunteers tonight. So there's going to be 6 games, and this wasn't on the original schedule, so we had to reach out and ask for some volunteers. So we've got Laura Meyer and line judging, and Sarah Lamphere, a teacher at the English teacher, middle school English teacher, and Laura Myers is also a teacher here at Central City, so they're volunteering by line judging game 1 for us. We got Brennan Ty over helping out on the clock right now, and it looks like we have we've got our history teacher over there helping at the libero, doing libero. So we've got some different Central City staff members stepping up. Ryan Turner, the history teacher and boys high school basketball coach over there at the libero tracker for us. And we got Deanna Hackman over there keeping score. I think she'll probably be there all night. She's done all the home games. So just kind of give a shout out to the volunteers here helping so we can host this tournament and make it a good night here. Hopefully Wildcats can win a lot of games. So we're getting ready here to start game 2. And we're going to go with the regular same starters that we had. We have Hennick and Bailey Weber, Coletta Wade, Lexi Diedeker, Belle Whitson, and Macy Lupkus out there. And Alburnett's going to start out with the serve this game. And Hennick to Belle Whitson to Lupkus, kept alive by the block right there. I think that was Scott on the attack, and Macy Lupkus with a solo block. And it'll be a side out for the Wildcats. And Lexi Diedeker will go back and do some more serving here. Lexi goes at Olmsted. She gets it tight up to the setter, and there's a block again by Coletta Wade and Macy Lupkus. That time we're right there out of the middle, so Alburnett's going to have to do something a little different with their hitting scheme right now. We've got our 2 top blockers in the front row right now. So there's Diedeker. Ball kept alive. It's going to be just kind of down-balled there by Miranda Neighbor, and she hits it into the net. So that's a hitting error and a point for the Wildcats. Makes it 3-0. We're in game 2 here of the best of 3. And there's Lexi Diedeker. And that's goes to the libero. Nice play by the setter to keep it alive out of the net. Wildcats are going to go ahead and get an attack from Coletta Wade off the blocks. And there it is. Coletta Wade with the big hit. Blocked by Alburnett, but it drops to the ground. And that's going to be a point. Wildcats up 4-0 early on. And there's Lexi Diedeker, and there's going to be an ace right at Olmsted. And it's going to be a point. Wildcats, 5-0, Lexi Diedeker. They've been picking on her, and that's going to be out. So there's a serving area by Lexi, and it makes it 5-1. And Wildcats don't want to open the door here for Alburnett. So hopefully we can The libero, Emma Stifler, serving here. Hopefully we can get a side out right away and just take care of business. There's going to be a floater to Bailey. She gets it up to Bell. Bell gets it to Macy. Macy just kind of bumps it over, and they're going to come back with an attack from the Pirates, played up by the Wildcats. This time Macy Lupkus, sorry about that, doesn't really get a good arm swing, but she's just able to hit it hard enough and find the right spot that it dropped. So there's a side out and a point for the Wildcats. Hennick goes out. Liz Wade comes in. And Coletta Wade's going to go back and serve 6-1 here. And it's going to be free-balled over there by Neighbor. Bailey gets it up to Bell. Bell goes quick to Macy Lupkus, and Macy had a hitting error hit into the net that time. And it didn't go over the net. No, it never went over the net. I think they thought she killed it, but I think it hit in the net and went down on our side. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it didn't go over. They think it did, but it didn't go over. Yeah, so that's a good call. It didn't go over. She hit it. I don't think they know what the call is, but the Wildcats, they think it went over, but it didn't go over. So they're a little confused. Anyway, side out here. Alburnett gets it. And Scott with the jump serve goes to Lexi Diedeker. Bell to Macy, and Macy's kill is played up and tipped over. Bell gets it. They're just going to downball it to Liz. Kept alive by the Pirates. And they're just going to free ball it back over, and Weber gets that. And we're going to have Coletta Wade from the back row with the attack. Again, kept alive by the Pirates, just free balled over. There's Diedeker, gets it up to Bell, and there's an attack by Macy Lupkus, but it goes out. Mishit there, so there's a point for Alburnett. Scott's going to serve again. It's 6-3. Wildcats need a side out here. And there's the serve to Bailey. Gets it to Whitson, and Whitson tries to tip it. Doesn't realize Olmsted's right there, and Olmsted tipped it right back into Bailey, but the Wildcats just tipped it back over. There's Olmsted with a big arm swing and gets it through the block of Macy. I don't know why I'm saying Weber. Macy Lupkus there, and that's going to be a point. So Alburnett here showing a little life. Wildcats need to get a side out. It's 6-4. We got Scott with the jump serve, goes to Diedeker, gets it up to Bell. Bell's going to go outside to Liz Wade, and it's blocked, and they're going to free ball it over. There's Heft, and now we're going to go back to Lupkus. There's just a little bit of Macy's not getting really good arm attempts, just missed timing there, and Wildcats are getting out-scrapped a little bit here by Alburnett. Wildcats are attacking. Alburnett's just keeping it alive, and there's going to be a point there. That was Alicia Heft, bad set in the net, and she wasn't able to do anything with it. And so Wildcats get that break that we need, and it makes it 4-7. Macy Lupkus is going to go back to serve for the Wildcats, and comes right back over, and then Bell Whitson hits it back over. Now Alburnett attacks it back over to us. There's Bailey with one kill, then there's Bailey with another kill. Give the assist to the Pirates that time. Bailey with the kill, bad pass, went right back to her, and she hit it again. So great job, Bailey. Makes it 8-4 Wildcats. Macy Lupkus back serving. There's a good serve, and not really able to do, free balled over by the libero. Kept alive by Macy. She's going to go to Bailey in the front row. Bailey with the kill off of Scott's arms, goes back to the wall. There's a point Wildcats, 9-4. Macy Lupkus again with the serve. Scott gets it up to the center, played by Olmsted, and Olmsted had to have been in the net, yeah. Olmsted had a big foul through, and her arm went right in the net. So there's going to be another point for the Wildcats. 10-4. Macy Lupkus with the serve. And she hits the net, but the Pirates are able to keep it alive and free ball it over. That was Heft. And there's a play at the, I think Okay, there was a play at the net, and they called Olmsted for being over the net and not allowing the Wildcats to make a play. And so that's going to be another point, 11-4. Macy Lupkus is going to continue to serve. There's going to be a pass, a set, and they're going to go outside to Heft. And Liz Wade, 2 attempts and 2 blocks there by Olmsted. There's going to be a side out, and it's going to go Pirates. And Pirates are going to have Miranda Neighbor serving. Dedeker's going to get it up to Whitson, and she goes back to Wade, and Wade hits it out. There's a hitting error. Makes it 6-11. We have Miranda Neighbor, a sophomore, serving. There's Wade up to Whitson, going out to Weber, and it's a bad set, tight to the net, and that's going to be another point. So Wildcats here need to think about getting a side out here, get it back, and get this game finished up. So there's going to be a serve to Wade. Coletta, they're going to go outside to Bailey. Bailey hits it out, hitting error. A little timing was off there. So it's 8-11 here. Neighbors got the Wildcats here. Hopefully there's a tip. Pirates were ready. They tip it back to us. Whitson goes to Weber. Weber on the second hit hits it over. Pirates play it. Olmsted tries doing something with it, reaching back, but hits it into the net. And there's going to be an error and a side out. And we've got Liz Wade going out, Lexi Hennick coming in, and Belle Whitson's going to go. She's going to go and serve. And there's the set, and we're going to go outside to Weber there, but she hit the net, so it's 4 hits. And I think Lexi Hennick came in a little early, and she goes back out. Liz Wade comes back in. Belle Whitson with the I don't know if that's considered an ace. It was hit by 2 Pirates, but there was no way they were going to make a play on it. So point Wildcats, 14-8 here. We're in game 2. And Wildcats are up 1-0. Again, we're playing the best out of 3. There's going to be Whitson. They're going to have Weber with the hit, blocked by the Wildcats. Free balled over by Scott. There's Coletta Wade. She's going to go quick to Bailey. Big arm swing off the block in the front of Olmsted, and it's going to be a point Wildcats. 8-15 here. Belle Whitson serving. There's going to be a pass, and free balled over by Neighbor. Kept alive by Avery Weiss, who's come in as the libero. Liz Wade down. Oh, nice hustle there by Belle Whitson to keep that ball alive. We'll have a play at the net, and Olmsted wins that one against Bailey. And Pirates get a point, and it's going to be 15-9, and Olmsted goes to the back row and is going to be serving. So that's nice for the Wildcats. Get that server out of there, or that blocker, and Olmsted hits it into the net, just what the Wildcats want. And now Lexi Hennick is checking in, and Lexi's going to be serving. 9-16 Wildcats, and Lexi serves it out. And so that's going to make it 10-16. It looks like Alicia Heft, senior, is going to go back and serve lefty for Alburnett. There's Avery Wise, gets it up to Belle. Belle's going to go to Coletta Wade just with a little punch over. Pirates come back with a hit out of the middle, and it goes out. That was Weber, or I'm sorry, that was Gilchrist with that hit, and it was out. So 10-17, and Bailey Weber's going to be serving. Bailey goes right at the libero, and then they're going to go outside to Scott. Kept alive by Hennick, free balled over by the Wildcats. And Weber with the hit, played up by Whitson, and Coletta Wade with the down ball. Kept alive by Alburnett, and their setter kind of panicked there, and Hout set the libero in the back row, and I don't think she was ready, and so that's going to be a point. So Wildcats take 18-10 lead here in game 2, and Alburnett calls a timeout. At Heartland Bank, we understand that life is full of changes. We're here to support you at every step of your life's journey with personal and business banking options that fit your lifestyle. Online at hbtbank.com. Go Central City Wildcats. All right, so we are in game 2, best out of 3. This is a tournament, and the games are being played to 21. And so Wildcats can wrap things up here with a few more points. It's 18-10, so 3 more points, and Wildcats wrap this game up, and then we will have a game with 2 opposing teams next, and then I'll be back on air to announce the Wildcats' second game against Starmont. And there's a serve played up by the libero. They're going to go outside to Lily Weber, and she hits it into the net for an error. Makes it 19-10. And Bailey has a hitting error, and it goes out, so makes it 19-11. Lily Weber goes back, freshman. She has a jump serve, and played up by Bailey, and she's going to do Lexi Diedeker from the back row, played up by Olmstead, and looked like one of the Wildcats might have been in the net, but nobody's saying anything. And there's a hit in the net by the Pirates, so it makes it 20-11. And Lexi Diedeker is going to go back to serve. Lexi Diedeker to Olmstead, and that's a bad pass, and that's going to be the game. That's going to be 21-11. Wildcats take that 2-0. So we will have a break here, and I will be back in an hour or so with game 2 of tonight's matches for the Wildcats.